Good morning. Had a conversation with somebody. I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before. Something about killing fruit trees or killing plants. And I started to think about the numbers of plants that I've killed. And I was like, I said it out loud. I went, oh, this has to go on YouTube. Because I made a post the other day on Facebook and a bunch of people reacted to it. It got like 60 some thousand views and whole tons of comments and stuff. And some people were saying, yeah, you have this big farm, so you can do all this stuff. You can you can let the lovers eat stuff and all that. And it's like, yeah, I do, but I didn't when I got here. You know, when I started, I certainly didn't have what's here now. And I've planted like hundreds of fruit trees, and there's a lot of stuff here, and there's a lot of fruit hanging right now, which is cool. But I mean, it took me 9 years to get here, and so I did the numbers on my fruit trees. Let's see how many people have killed tons of plants. Kelly just got here.
Hello?
And got a phone call. So who's killed some fruit trees? This guy. Who else has killed some fruit trees? I know we all have. And this year, I have produced my first mango ever. I have a mango on a sweet tart. It's the very first one I've ever grown on this property. I've had a lot of mango trees. My very first one I ever bought was Glen, which, funny enough, it ended up being Kelly's very favorite mango to date, except maybe lemon meringue. But I destroyed that Glen the first season I had it. No idea what to do with it. So then I started thinking about, since the nursery has been open, the nursery opened in 2020, and I was pretty much making runs to South Florida somewhere, Southwest Florida, wherever, and going and finding fruit trees, buying fruit trees from someplace or having deliveries of fruit trees. Generally, we're getting anywhere from 100 to 200 trees at a time. Each time that would happen, I would on average pull 5 trees and keep them and plant them or put them in pots, something like that. I would say 5 trees. Let's say I did that 5 to 10 times a season during the active season. Aside from all the stuff we're propagating, I can't keep up. The demand was too big, so I just started bringing in stuff. So if I did that, say 7, 8, maybe 8 orders a year of 100 trees a shot. That's under, because I know I did more than that, but we'll call it 800 trees. So if I did it 8 times and I took 5 or 10 each time, and that's probably realistic numbers, that's like 80 trees a year that I've planted off of the top of those orders, not including stuff I've propagated, stuff that I specifically got other places, like, oh, I'm looking for these specific varieties, and I went and got. I'm just talking about my nursery plants that I just skimmed plants off the top to plant for the farm. So that's like 80 trees a year. So we're talking about 250 trees that I have put in the ground out of the last 3 years. And I probably could have, I don't know how many are in the ground here. I'd have to count them all. I would say maybe a couple of hundred are in the ground that are actual like fruit trees. It could be a couple hundred. I really need to count. I need to catalog my whole place. I haven't done that yet. But so if I have 200 trees in the ground, and just in the last 3 years I've planted 250, and I already had a lot of trees in the ground beforehand, just think of how many trees I've killed over the course of 3 years. It's been a lot of trees. I've killed a ton of stuff. So it's part of the curve. It's part of how I figured out how to not kill them, is I just killed them. Being in the nursery business, of course, it gave me the freedom and the ability to throw caution to the wind a lot more, because I did have so many plants at my fingertips, and I was able to replace them so easily. But it still doesn't mean I didn't kill an excessive amount of plants. That's the whole point of this video. And now she's here.
Oh, but I don't need to be on.
So it's a perfect time for us to talk about how we built this place, because a lot of people are talking about how they don't have this room and the amount of plants and all that stuff, like on that post the other day with the lovers. And we we had full-time jobs when we bought this place. We didn't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of money. We just have we were both working. We didn't spend it. We didn't pay a lot for this place. It's almost coming on 10 years. So not to go into our financials, but we did not pay a lot for this place. It was a rundown house. The property was destroyed. There was garbage everywhere.
It was pretty terrible.
It was pretty terrible. There was like a 6-foot pile of trash in the backyard right outside the back door.
The trash pile. Oh yeah, and it was infested with cockroaches.
Roaches, lots of roaches. Yeah,
Lots
it was pretty disgusting. So
Oh my god.
I just declined that so I could keep the video going. So
I'll get it.
I love that call forwarding. So yeah, we worked full time, and we would just do a little bit on the weekends and after work and just whatever we could do. And that's how we built this entire farm. It was one little bit at a time because it's what we wanted. She was really into the animals and the rabbits and stuff, so she really focused on that. I was really interested in growing food, figuring out how to grow food naturally, completely naturally, like no synthetics, no fertilizers, no bag fertilizers, nothing like that. Just only stuff that I can create off the land. And that was where I was at the whole time. And her focus was much more the animals.
Yep.
Rabbits, making the pigs friendly, all that stuff. So she was working in a law firm. That wonderful job for that wonderful man.
Stop it.
And I was doing tile and construction and all that stuff, and my body was just dying. I couldn't deal with it. So we ground it out until we got what we needed and built this into something that was worth something and was able to be a business.
Not our intention
No, not at all.
when we started.
Nope.
We were just trying to make you not die.
We had to figure out how to grow food.
I had to figure out how do we make money not die.
Yep, that was it. How do I not die from just constant vomiting
Puking every day.
every morning? So my focus was very much on the nutrient-rich, easily digested vegetables. That's how I kind of like rebuilt my gut biome. It's an everlasting battle. But, people can build these big crazy gardens. You guys can build these food forests. Just do it one plant at a time, or on the ivy that you had to deal with. There was so I am a terrible camera person, and I've been warned about it. I need to get a gimbal and a selfie stick and all that stuff.
I can just hold it and then I don't have to be on
Here you
camera.
go. Then
That
you
would
have to
be
talk.
better.
You gotta talk. You can't see. There.
Oh.
There. So that corner of the property, it was right at the back of the house, and it was ivy, like as far as we could see. All of it, the whole backyard was just ivy and overgrowth and little scrub oaks, and it was terrible.
Looked like a horror movie.
So Kelly seemed a little overwhelmed by it. So I said, why don't you just do it the way, like when we start a roof, when we have this like huge roof to tear off, I just go to the bottom corner and I don't look at what I have to do. I just look at that corner and I just start pulling on that corner and start ripping shingles off. And I'm like, so maybe that's just it. Just put your face in a corner to where you're only looking at one little tiny part and just start removing it. And that was it. She just started pulling ivy, piece by piece, root by root. Never came back. Not one bit of that ever came back. No,
Neither did the wood deal,
yeah. She tore a lot of stuff out of there, but it was just that one day. It was that first day. You cleared a spot. It was probably like, 20 by 20?
Yeah.
Roughly. Yeah. And Kelly stood back and looked at it and was like, all right, maybe it's not impossible. It was still a lot. Oh my God, it was a lot. But, the goal was set. We knew what we had to do, so we had to figure it out. So don't get overwhelmed. Please don't get overwhelmed with when you're looking at trying to grow your own food and build a food forest. Just one plant, one project, one little thing. Start in a corner. Do something small.
And you're growing food, so you're never going to be finished.
Yeah.
You can't look at it like, okay, now I have a garden, I'm done.
Yeah.
It isn't that. It's,
how do I make it better?
how do I grow more food?
Uh-huh. And how do I make the food grow better? How do I make it grow more efficiently? How do I keep the bugs under control? How do I be able to grow so much different stuff and not have everything get destroyed by some sort of predator or pest? Something. Yeah, all that. So it's always improving, always learning new methods and new things. And this guy said that he whips up, God knows what people come up with. But sometimes it works. This guy whips up toad tails and sprays it on his plants, and who knows. But yeah, it doesn't ever stop. The garden never stops growing. But every time we add something and have success with it, without too much input, is really nice for us. It just goes, okay, good. One more species, one more thing that does something good for us that we don't have to mess with. And of course, we have the whole cold sensitive thing back here because mangoes and sapodillas are amazing, and longans and red hog plums. And there's certain stuff that now that we've been exposed to this whole world, and I've been to all these cool farms and stuff, that now I've tasted all these things, and we're close enough to the line that we can grow them. So we just have to go a little excessive on one certain area of the farm to keep these cold sensitives alive. But the whole rest of the place is all just kind of on its own because we've just found the things that'll do it.
You have to also be open to eating different things.
Yeah, right there.
Things that grow here.
Right there. This plant right here, Barbados gooseberry. That's a cactus. We eat it all the time. 30% protein in the leaves. Really, really valuable stuff. But it tastes different than anything it really doesn't taste like much, but the texture is different. I find it very satisfying. I really like to eat it. It's just a nice feel. But I know a lot of people get weirded by it because all they've ever eaten in a salad is lettuce. So you got to let that go. Lettuce doesn't last in Florida very long. Our business cards say it all. Lettuce is stupid.
Although lettuce is yummy.
I
love romaine.
Sure, it's delicious on a nice fresh lettuce when they're real tender and they're really young. Yeah, they're great for the 14 seconds a year that we can grow lettuces here in Florida. Without major hands-on and doting over it and shade cloth and all this stuff. So it's not a realistic food crop really for Florida for very long. Fling some seeds, get the bounty when you can, but they get bitter and kind of nasty real quick. So it's definitely not a focus. But we've got kales over there that have been in the ground since September, and they're gigantic and producing like crazy, and they won't stop. Maybe we could limp them through and they'll keep going into next year.
I don't know. I have chicory in the ground that's been growing for years.
Yeah, many years. Chicory. There's all kinds of stuff that once it hangs on and it's there it is.
And
now we grow that. All the tropical spinaches have been great. The stuff that reseed themselves. But again, it's not something that anyone's used to eating. So just got to adjust the American diet view. It's because every other ethnicity, basically, that comes through here understands what all these plants are. No one has any issues eating the stuff and trying it. It's only like very American that, there's an aversion to odd plants that aren't in the grocery store. So everyone just wants cucumbers, tomatoes, the basic stuff that are difficult to grow here.
The Midwest's ability to grow food is rapidly diminishing.
Yeah.
Because of monoculture. So that food is going to become more scarce and more expensive. And it doesn't have the nutrients that it used to.
There's just better things around the world. There's so much food grown around the world, tropical and subtropical climates. Our majority of where the food comes from, really, to feed the world, not here, not the United States, but, our avocados coming from Mexico, lots of them. Closer to the equator is where a lot of food grows. So if we look at not just the fruits, like they grow some amazing fruits down there, lots of bananas and mangoes and avocados and lots of good stuff comes up from there. But they also grow all kinds of regular vegetables that they eat on a regular basis, and they're not growing lettuce next to the equator. It's just, when could you do that? So it's not even part of the diet. It's not even a consideration for a large portion of the world. A lot of the stuff we eat is not a consideration for a large portion of the world. So when you look at it that way, it's a lot easier to say, oh, wow, well, what else is there that we could eat that maybe we could grow, looking at our latitude line and just follow it around the earth, and start studying up on what might be a highly touted meal in another part of the world. Japan has some great stuff. China has some great stuff. Thailand, there's a lot of plants here from Thailand that do really well here. India, tons of stuff coming out of India that we grow here, that we harvest off of a lot of food. So there's lots of stuff we can grow here. We just definitely have to adjust our expectations. The silence.
Americans are lazy eaters.
Yeah.
Because we have fast food on every corner. That's what they're used to. It's easy, it's quick.
Yeah, we actually have offered salads to basically everyone we know. Just come get it, come pick it. We'll show you where it is. And some people come once or twice, and that's it. Then no one comes again. This one lady right now, she's been here 2 weeks in a row. I like it. And it's cool because it actually motivates us to walk around with her. So while we're walking around with her and showing her, oh, this is good stuff, we're picking a salad for ourselves. So it actually helps our kitchen a little bit more. Because we couldn't possibly eat all this. It's impossible. Every time we harvest some, twice as much grows in its place. So, you can't really harvest it all. And it's just ground covers. There's so much ground cover. There's so much Suriname spinach in there.
Yeah.
Tons of it. It's all over, and it's seeding, and it's flowering, and there'll be more next season. There'll be more later this season. So there's tons of it. The Biden's alba, it's just a native weed that's around here. We eat lots of it. It's really good.
Just in that one area that the phone is pointing to. There's so much food there.
Yeah. The amaranth, all the
ridiculous.
callaloo that's on the other side. Yeah, tons of it. There's some chaya in there. All that broadleaf chaya is in front of the amaranth. That's some super high nutrient stuff. There's sugar cane in there.
But our palate is, a lot of Americans have this palate based on fast food, and that food doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. So when you get something that's nutrient dense and has a bold flavor, a lot of people seem to have an aversion to that. They're like, oh, I don't like that. Or, I don't like the texture.
Yeah, the texture thing is huge. The texture thing is crazy.
And it's like, oh, but it's good for you. But I prefer the texture of macaroni and cheese and cake.
Yeah,
it's
that's...
Like, well, we don't have that.
And we like that, but we can't grow it.
We can't grow that.
Anyone got a cake tree? Hey.
And I'm a cake eater.
The Nance fruits. Nancy. Someone's going to give me the exact proper pronunciation of that plant one day. But for now, I'll call it whatever. I'll call it the pound cake berry because that's what they taste like.
Well, I understand liking cake. I've eaten a lot of cake in my time.
Mm-hmm. I like mulberries a lot too.
But I want real food. And I'm healing a shoulder and a knee and a foot and all of that. And it's working.
Yeah, as we're getting older too, like creeping up on 50 and trying to keep up this same level of productivity is tricky. Very tricky. I'm trying to stay strong. My back hurts a lot. Just from doing so much construction for so many years. Kelly sat in a desk chair for so many years. What do you have, 2 herniated discs? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're trying to limp ourselves along, but stay, you got to stay highly active to run a farm. It's just what it is. So it's 7 days a week. It doesn't stop.
But my wrists don't hurt anymore. I don't have nerve pain up my arm. It's all gone.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah. So yeah, we cheat. We cheat. We had some. What did we have? We had Moose Tracks ice cream.
frozen yogurt.
Frozen yogurt. Yeah, we had some of that, and then
Johnny will get the rest. It wasn't worth it.
Then I ate 7 pounds of lychees though. So
Yeah, stuff just doesn't taste it. And it's like, it doesn't taste as good.
Because
it's
when
not
I
as satisfying.
when I go outside the next day to go to work, and everything hurts, like this morning because we ate that stuff last night, and my back is on fire this morning. It's so inflamed.
Sugar.
Whatever is hurting or already previously inflamed, if you eat a bunch of sugar, boom, feeling it hard today. Smack me in the face. Mistake. Don't eat that stuff.
Sugar is definitely an enemy.
Yeah. So, but when you're younger, it doesn't affect you. So you abuse your body. I did plenty of that. And
people don't see eating sugar as abusing your body though, and they should.
yeah. Well, diabetes has become so common. It's like 1 in 2 Americans will have diabetes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sugar
I went to a
should be-
doctor for a tetanus shot when I stuck the chainsaw into my leg a few years ago. And when I went into this doctor, I'm like, all right, I'm here for tetanus shot. He goes, well, what medications are you on? I said, I'm not on any medications. Can I have my tetanus shot? He's like, what do you mean you're not on any medications? Like, not even on diabetes meds? I'm like, what's the matter with you? Can I just have the tetanus shot? And the guy was just convinced. And I said, he says, how did you do this? And I said, I cut myself with a chainsaw. And he's like, well, why did you do that? I said, because I have a farm. He goes, well, what does your farm do? I said, it grows food so I can stay healthy. He goes, well, why don't you just buy your food from the store like everybody else? I said, because you expect them all to be on diabetes meds. That's why. That was one of the funniest conversations I ever had with Matrix in my life.
Ridiculous.
Like, I met an agent in the Matrix, and he was trying to dissuade me from having my farm because I should just buy my food from the store like everybody else. That came out of a doctor's mouth. Nope. Why do you bother with an organic farm? What's the point? The doctor was fat, by the way. So, yeah.
Sugar's a rough one, though. Sugar should be a treat, an every once in a while thing. It's not going to kill you every once in a while. But we're
it's like
eating
heroin.
and, as Americans, eating and drinking the amount of sugar, like sodas, and
It's in everything.
it's in everything.
And it's hidden in everything.
And then you have the fake sugars, which the studies that are coming out about a lot of those, it's almost even worse because it affects your gut, gives you leaky gut.
Yeah. All the alls and oses.
Oh my goodness.
If it's got an all or an os, I'm probably not going to eat it. Fructose in fruit. I'll take it. Even these lousy pink bananas. These things are basically worthless.
Yeah.
It's all seeds.
CDAF.
It's all seeds.
All seeds.
All seeds. So we grow them for seeds because they're super pretty and fun.
They're adorable. I love them.
They do have a small amount of sugar. But I want my sugar out of lychees and mangoes and bananas, oranges, and Tangatubas, pomegranates, which are coming in like
Cherry of the
crazy.
Rio Grande.
Cherry of the Rio
Peaches,
Grande.
plums.
Plums.
Do we have plums?
We have plums.
Oh, you
Yeah.
gotta warn me before.
Let me go get us some sugar.
I almost fell out of the cart.
We're gonna get plum sugar. We have fresh.
Plum sugar. Good, because I just ate cottage cheese. I need.
I'm becoming.
Gosh, it's like a jungle.
Oh my
back
God! Look at the plums.
here. Here we go.
How do you know if they're ripe?
Oh, it's
Hey.
plum-tastic. Two
Score.
fell off. One over here.
You have one drop?
Yeah.
All right.
See it? Ooh, this is.
Yeah, they're nicely soft.
Any more?
There's this one. Is that the one you saw fall?
Yep.
Mmm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. That's Scarlet Beauty. It's the end of it, baby. A couple more.
I hope we have more next year.
We will. I'm gonna prune it nice this year. This thing's finally getting a good hold. Little jujube in here. Wait till this thing starts spitting out some fruit. You'll like these. They're like little apples. They're yummy. Oh, and the avocado right there is hiding. We got some fruit on it. Plums are so good. And this monster mulberry tree. That's only 2 years in the ground. That's
It's
a
huge.
Shangri-La 2 years ago. Same as that that avocado. That's
It's
got
beautiful, but it doesn't really give us a lot of fruit.
a little bit.
Not like
Tasty,
the
though.
Thai, but the fruit is good.
The fruit's really
I love the tree. I think it's beautiful.
very pretty. I love that avocado. I'm so proud of that avocado. She's doing so good.
It's quite the showpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk everybody to it and show them how to prune an avocado.
Yep. You know how I know how to prune an avocado? Because I destroyed like 7 of them. So, no practical, no like book experience, no school experience. Just destroy a bunch of them. Then you figure out that maybe you should think about it a little more.
You got cassava mixed in there?
Yep. That's the Shan's yellow. Yeah, there's everything mixed in back here. That's that chipolin that you found out about years ago that's seeding out, going crazy. That's a really cool plant. Kelly read up on that a few years ago. And found it and said, "Oh, we should eat this. This is good for us." And I don't even remember what was good about it, but it grows like crazy. And it took the cold, didn't die. Good stuff. Tastes like cucumbers. So, I don't know what the point of this video was. Killing plants. Building a food forest.
Building a food forest.
How we did it. Why
Don't
we did
give
it,
up.
all that.
One plant at a time.
One plant at a time.
We
Don't
didn't-
be afraid of what people call invasive, because this wonderful bit of shade that we're in right now is being given to us by this wonderfully invasive plant, the Tithonia diversifolia, Mexican sunflower, that a good friend of mine just had me out to her place the other day, and we are going to do quite a bit of planting of this out there, and she's going to raise her cows on Tithonia and on Napier grass and on probably a few other things that we're going to put in there. There's some tick seed, has some really good nutrient value. There's a bunch of stuff. We're gonna do some
I
experiments.
mean, you have to consider where you're planting. Like, a lot of people live in neighborhoods. Even if it were invasive, how is it going to get there? Mexican sunflower in particular.
Yeah.
Where's it going to be invasive to?
I mean, we've been growing it for like 7 or 8 years.
And none of our neighbors have it on their property.
Yeah, it's not.
So-
it's not here.
And
so
it's growing right up against the fence.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the concern. It's been here for so long, and it hasn't moved. Not even on our own property,
Yeah.
It doesn't go. Like, how are you going to tell me it's invasive? 8 years, it has not moved 1 inch.
I mean, if you live right up against an ecologically sensitive area, then you might want to look at that. But you're in a suburban neighborhood, where's it going to go?
Yeah, it's just not happening. Oh, Patanga tuba on the ground.
Oh my gosh,
I was
that thing is just
just
dropping Patanga tubas like crazy.
The tuba. Tuba party. Look, the other one too. I literally picked these this morning. Patanga tuba time. What?
Is that under the golf cart?
Patanga tubas. There they are, in all their glory. Patanga tuba seed. That will go in the greenhouse. Oh, that Jabo is just losing its mind in there. See all those flowers on that thing?
See all the fruit on that?
Mm-hmm.
Where's
We have-
Johnny?
Let's go see him. You know, someone just said the other day that they love our longer videos.
Really?
So here we go.
There he is. Hi, baby.
John boy, you gonna go say hi to Johnny with the camera? And I'll feed him. You could flip the camera around the other way so you can see what it's doing. Good bud.
There he is. Hi, handsome guy. Oh, I have a banana peel for you. Hey, dude. Banana peel. He loves banana peels so much.
Good job, homie. Let me get to the thing. Time for more Johnny food. I gotta go to Kirk's place and pick up this next barrel of
Did you
yummy
leave a barrel
veggies.
there?
Yeah. Yeah, he said there'll be one this weekend.
I want to turn on his pool
Go
water.
ahead. Show YouTube what you do to Johnny.
Okay. Walking. It's not super exciting, really. I just make him a little pond. But it's hard to do with one hand. I can't do it with one hand. I need two hands. Here.
I'm here. Since I'm here, I'll take you guys over to see this gnarly Jabuticaba with all these fruits on it. Check this out. This thing's just going crazy. Fruit and so thick this year. All the way up there and all the way down. Oh my god, it's so awesome. And it's starting to come in down here. I've never had one fruit this hard. This is my first one that's really losing its mind. Love it. And plenty of these Patangatubas still coming. They hide so well, but there's lots of them in there. This bush over here, I think, was loading up. Yeah, there's just so many. They fall every day. There's always another one ripe. It's a sour fruit, very interesting flavor. Nice fruit. I enjoy it. Lots of other people enjoy it, and they come here and get to sample them. Look at that. A whole cluster of them, and one little one that fell off. See, that's a little baby one, but still gonna be rather tasty. So, I think the more you do this, the more you plant, the more you want to plant. Because Kelly did this little square over there, just a small garden right in front of the Lop house, and she just smashed in everything you can find. There's so much cool stuff in there now, but I so pretty want to walk over there and show everybody.
Yeah, okay.
And she
Proud of
just,
my little garden.
yeah, it's pretty.
Now I have this one to start on next.
That's my miracle fruits. So she's gonna insulate them with all kinds of cool stuff.
Pack stuff in. That is my motto.
This is some of our backyard. All kinds of pretty stuff. That's a Sumatrana banana. Not any real edible value, but man, what a cool looking banana. But this is this little block we're talking about. I planted that banana there a few years ago. So that's been there. But really nothing else was really here too permanent. And we stuck these two guavas in this year. They've already got some fruit hanging on them. I'm pretty psyched about that. This is our favorite guava. Ruby Supreme. The wheel bugs are already on here. Watch. So there's all kinds of stuff, and this is just now going to fill in with all kinds of.
Even close. You're not
Yeah.
gonna be able to see mulch. That's my grand plan.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Suriname.
Yeah, the Thai pepper is in there. You've got some unidentified ginger right there, some shampoo there. There's a couple of Asamino Bovada pawpaws in there.
And there's Katuk.
There's a
And
raspberry,
there's a
more black
raspberry.
raspberry. Costa Scaber ginger. That's a variegated lemon. That's Josh Jameson's mint #1. Ice cream bean. Strawberry
Garlic
guava.
chives.
Eboza. Yep, the garlic chives.
Cranberry hibiscus.
Cranberry. Then there's that
There's more Suriname in there. That's sage over there. That's oregano.
little golden shrimp there for pollinators.
shrimp.
Bring the hummingbirds in. There's just all kinds of stuff back here. There's an amaryllis that we planted over one of the dogs, and there's a miracle fruit down there back there, and
And
over
there's a
another one of the
salad
dogs.
tree.
Yeah.
And the large leaf sisu is back there.
Some Everglades tomatoes on some pieces of trellis that my dad brought over,
And I've got the little begonia in there.
and some little weird little plants that just pretty.
And then my little box has Panadol. It has, my parsley is doing awesome.
But the whole point of this is just smash stuff in. Just keep planting. Plant it thick and let it grow in, and then it just looks like this gorgeous jungle of chaos that you hand selected each piece of. So if you let the ground be bare, something's going to grow there, and it's going to end up being something you don't want. So
And
when
we
you're
got
talking,
wheel bugs there, and I've had lovers in here.
yeah, when you're talking about a food forest,
Yeah.
it's it's got to be.
There's a
There's
lover right
there's a
there.
lover right here.
See it?
Big old fat monster adult. Let me get to
There
you.
he is.
What's up, lubber face?
But there's so much.
They're everywhere
love
out here.
planted
What's up, lubberhead? There he is. He is branded the Candyman by every gardener in the world. They are so not an issue. But if you have one plant in the middle of your yard, it's probably going to get eaten.
Yeah.
You know, one plant, it's going to get eaten. Just smash stuff in. This is a 15 by 20 foot garden with a bunch of species and a bunch of different stuff. You wouldn't even notice damage. I mean, he's there. I don't care. I don't notice it.
Yeah, but there's more than one Katuk there.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff there.
And
So.
there's another one on the tomato.
Yep. I think it's on the ginger actually back there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Right
they're just
among the
here.
tomatoes.
You know, it's part of the bugs. But then we pop over here to the biggest finger lime in the world. The biggest one I've ever seen. Covered in finger limes. This is a great one to add to your food forest. Finger limes, they're so prolific once they get established. What an awesome plant. I do not have any, and we do not sell them. I'm not sure about whether they fall under that category of citrus that has to be sprayed or not. We have not even thought about considering carrying citrus because of that, because we don't spray anything. Maybe someday. But for now, Nick's Edibles has a bunch of them, so you can get them from there. Oh, you got a hornworm.
I got 2 of them, 3 of
All
them.
right, so
One,
if you've never
2.
seen hornworm
There's a
damage,
baby.
if you see the tip of your tomato plants and you come outside and it looks like that, you got a hornworm, which is this booger and that booger and that booger. So we'll collect these up and go fling them to the chickens.
Tell Jax, go get a container.
Yeah. To address the, we don't kill bugs. We kill bugs. There's
Sure we
definitely
do.
some bugs that we will hand pick.
But I'm not
But-
freaking out. And these
Yeah,
are
I'm not gonna-
Everglades tomatoes.
Yeah,
There you
they're-
are. Get a
they're-
container. We have a bunch of.
They're gonna cruise right
Bugs
back.
to
They'll
be
grow
good.
right back.
But that's the thing is, they're gonna feed our chickens.
Yeah, no problem. You're about to get a phone call, baby.
My phone is not in my pocket.
Oh, someone's gonna be pissed. So
It's not getting answered.
we're gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put this phone down now.
That's good.
All right, peeps. I hope someone can get something out of some of that. Peace, y'all.